So at the beginning of my set, I'm kind of just coming out high energy because I want to grab your attention. So I'm talking about, the dancing dude in my neighborhood that's going to ask you for some money, So I come out real physical, and then after I grab your attention, we're going to jump into some storytelling, whether it's talking about my ex-wife, and then, I did go to college, so I'm going to throw some intellect in there. So yes, I mean, it's really different styles, man. And I think, one of the things that I've done is, really just got to the point where I am myself on stage, and Mark Gregory is, really all of those people. I mean, I'm the guy who grew up in the west side of Dayton, went to, Dayton public school, went to college with white people, worked for white people. So it's really just a lot of different life experiences converging that, it's just a fun experience on stage, So like I said, I got the physical, the storytelling, the act out, and so I mean, I really look at it like it's a roller coaster. So I'm coming out, beginning my set high energy, we're gonna go up real high. And now that I have your attention, we're gonna mellow it out a little bit. It's still gonna be funny, but now I'm telling you who I am. And then we pick it up a little bit more, and then we close out on the bang.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I went and saw, I think it was Shaq had a special down in Cincinnati. Of course, he wasn't there, but his name was on it. And Tony Roberts was the headliner. And he just is rapid fire with his jokes.
Yeah.
And I was thinking if he could throw in some stories. I mean, he made you laugh so much in such a short period of time that you got tired of laughing. So I'm just asking, is there a quality that you like to add more, or an aspect of comedy that you like to add to your game more so moving forward?
Man, you know what? I feel like I really am progressing, and I like where I am. So not anything that I could think of, because I'm at the point where I'm like comfortable with who I am. So yeah, I mean, if anything, I just want to get stronger. I can't necessarily say, man, I would like to do that, because the areas that I knew that I was weak in, I challenged myself, put myself in those environments, and got better. So, for example, because I am clean, there's some spots that you go to, they do want you to cuss and, things of that nature to grab their attention. And because I don't do that, I mean, I would do good, but I wouldn't kill. So I was like, okay, so when I'm specifically talking about hood spots, So, I mean, So I grew up in the hood, so I can relate to those people. So I just had to tap back into that experience and write material from there. And now, I mean, I could go in the hood spot and do just as good as anybody else and still stay true to myself. So that's what I mean. So I don't necessarily think so. I mean, I just feel like, if anything, I just need to keep getting stronger and build my fan base.
Okay. And one thing, I don't know if it's just me or just something I'm noticing, but it seems like more of the successful comedians, it seems like, because I know I've had friends comment on my vocabulary, how I choose to word certain things. I try to do it in a unique way with a little higher thought to it. I know some people have commented about my tweets, they don't understand them, or, dumb it down a little bit. I know a lot of today's music is dumbed down. Is it a trend that your more successful comedians are writing at a higher level, using bigger words or higher level thinking? And sometimes I don't know. I've listened to some of the dialogue of comedians in movies. I mean, they're using words that you just normally wouldn't throw out there in the situation that they're portraying in that scene. So,
yeah.
Is that something that people are shooting for?
Yeah, I mean, I think it really just depends on who you want to be as a comedian. I think, again, once you build your fan base, you can do whatever you want, and I think that's it. So I think, okay, perfect example, Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle's intellectual guy, and that's his brand of comedy. Versus Mike Epps is definitely successful as a comedian, and you don't take away a lot of thought-provoking information from him. But again, I think it's just sticking true to your brand. And what happens is, a lot of black comedians, of course, being black, we can do we could do black rooms and make black people laugh. But what happens is a lot of black comedians struggle when they go to the funny bone or when they go mainstream to feel like they have to die down who they are. When the reality is, when they see you walking up on stage or they know they're coming to see a black comedian, that's what they expect. You know what I mean? It's almost like the black dude who talks to a white girl. You don't want to talk to a white girl to act gooder than your sister Keisha. You want a regular white girl. That's why I'm talking to a white girl, you know. So that being said, you know, it's like you just really have to be comfortable with who you are and just ride that out. And that is going to bring you success. Because the thing about it is, in 2015, the comedy audiences are a lot more savvier than they were when we were just watching Best Comedy Jam on cable and Comedy Beat. Reason being, everybody has a smartphone. So most people don't watch TV anymore. They watch YouTube or Netflix on their tablets. So people watch comedy content on their phones and tablets all the time. So that being said, people can just tell, like, yo, that's so-and-so's joke. Or I got the feeling, just our natural intuition, you could tell, like, yo, you not being true to who you are. And if you're doing that, you're never gonna be, you know, you're never gonna make it in the industry. But I think, you know, there are people out there, and that's the thing about it, man. It's so subjective. Be yourself, you know, because there are a lot of people who have my experience and are going to like me, and there are some people that will not relate to me at all, and they're not going to get me at all, and I don't have a problem with that because that's not my fan base. And I think, you know, just getting to that place where you're comfortable with that, that takes a lot of pressure off yourself, because then at that point, you're like, yo, I'm going to just be me, and that's it.
Right. Good point. Hey, really quickly, who's some of your influences with your comedy? Who influenced you to get started in this game?
Man, it's a guy named, and I talked to him before. He said he knew you. His name is Dwight. So he's been a major influence.
Dwight.
Yeah, Dwight around your lips. No, I'm playing. No, so some of my influences, man, I mentioned Dave Chappelle. I love Dave Chappelle's writing ability, man. As a writer, his wit and all of that, man, Dave Chappelle has it. I like Mike Epps' depiction of urban life. I love Richard Pryor's character, Mudbone. I like George Carlin's intellect. I mean, I think I was
gonna mention him earlier when you made that that comment about some higher level thinking and whatnot. And George Carlin he was a monster in the different points that he played off of one another, and you know, he was phenomenal.
Yeah, and I mean the bit that stands out to me about him is his joke about the 10 Commandments. Now, and you know what, the best thing about comedy is you don't necessarily have to agree with the comedian is saying, but it's like, we want to hear your viewpoint. And his viewpoint on it, I love it. So George Carlin, I like Jim Gaffigan. He's hilarious. And definitely my uncle, man. You know, he's like for real. If it wasn't for his book, Nigger, I wouldn't be doing comedy today.
Okay. Yeah. We're going to get into him before we get out of here. I've been peeping your sketches on Facebook.
Okay.
And I just wanted to know, what's your objective with that? I know we have the Chappelle Show was successful. Key and Peele have been very successful. Amy Schumer is doing a bit of sketch stuff. Just what's your objective with the sketches? And also, is this a team effort or just all kind of created by yourself?
I mean, with my sketches, man, the purpose of it is I'm really just trying to build my fan base, you know, and that is the wave of entertainment and comedy today. Is like, you know, actually being on stage is almost like 1/3 or 1/4 of making it today. So that's one of those things. It's a necessary evil, but it's not a necessary evil in the sense that that's the only reason I'm doing it. I actually like doing it. I mean, I went to Colonel White High School, and my magnet was video. So, I mean, before it was YouTube, me and my boys was doing stuff like that just for fun, man. So it's something that I love doing. It's an expression of mine, because it's easy to be funny on stage, but man, it's hard to be funny on camera and make it translate in 30 seconds. So to me, that's it's almost like it's a challenge, man. And it's also the way I think. I think in pictures. So for me, when I see stuff, like if I say something to you and it's funny to me, you may not see it because when you hear it, it's not creating a picture, you know. But when I put it on the sketch, it's funny. You know? So yeah, I love it, man. I really, really do love it. So have you seen all of them or just a couple?
I've seen some random ones. I know you had the one with a thug's fears
Okay.
with the pool.
Did you like that one?
I thought that one was hilarious. It was one. I've just been seeing them over the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
Is there a way that fans or listeners can fans like I have fans? is there a way that anybody that happens to come across this recording could find your material online?
Yeah. Go to my fan page, comedian Mark Gregory on Facebook, and all of the sketches are on there. Material is again comedian Mark Gregory on YouTube.
Okay. And where can we find you on Twitter? We're going to throw that out there.
Comic Mark Greg. COMICMARKGREG.
And I'm going to throw that out there when I put this up anyway, so people will be able to find you. Now, locally, it seems like we're here in Dayton, Ohio. It seems like in 2008, when the economy went down, it seems like prior to that, I would go out a lot, and there was a lot of people out in the city. And I know we were spending that GM money.
Mm-hmm.
And it just seems like, right. And it seems like since things did turn around and now we're probably moving towards the healthcare game, it just doesn't seem like that people have come back in the same numbers that I saw beforehand. So is it kind of hard for you? I mean, and I know Dayton, we tend to roll with the trap music, the gangster music. I mean, we've always seen the move, to gravitate more towards that stuff than the conscious, the conscious rap or anything. So I'm just wondering, has the clean label or Christian comedy, has that affected your ability to draw a larger local audience or attracting people from outside the church? Has that, has that just kind of stifled the growth that you're seeking?
Nah, not at all, man. Because you know what? One of the things, man, I do actually love about Dayton and my city, man, is people in Dayton mess with me. You know what I mean? They're extremely supportive. And I think with somebody like myself, man, one thing I know about Dayton is we support our own if you give us quality, So with me, a lot of people, man, remember me starting off doing comedy and constantly saw my grind and saw me get better. That's number one. Number two, again, going back to the funny bone, you said it didn't register until you left it. I actually didn't cuss. So, I mean, and that's it. And I think at the end of the day, as long as somebody is making you laugh, it doesn't matter what type of label that they have on them. And essentially, I mean, I am a Christian, but I don't consider myself a Christian comedian. I mean, I'm a comedian, this a Christian. And the reason why I say that is because, I just feel like, to a point, the church people have unnecessary labels. Like there's no such thing as a Christian janitor. You're not a Christian plumber or a Christian lawyer. You're a lawyer that happens to be a Christian. So I look at it the same way in terms of my comedy, man. I'm clean. I don't cuss. And that's it. So yeah, I mean, it's like at the end of the day, man, I'm funny. You know what I'm saying? I can make you fall out laughing, and that's all people care about. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like if you a Muslim that's funny, it doesn't matter. You're funny, so people gonna come see you stuff.
Right, you saying there's no Christian point guards or Christian quarterbacks?
Yeah. You're not a
I know.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I know there was a little. I didn't bother reading the article because of what it was going at, but I guess Steph Curry was actually discouraged from kind of expressing his faith as he got into the the finals and winning the championship and all. I guess the NBA or some officials reached out to him and tried to discourage him from speaking of God and all that.
Yeah.
I don't know the whole story. Anyway, just almost done, man. What's in the works for you? Like I said, I've seen the sketch game come on recently. I've seen you, now that I've started following you on Twitter, I have seen you doing different, some touring on the weekends. That's why I'm hollering at you on a Monday, by the way. I kind of smartened up on that.
Yeah.
But what's next for you, either locally or, big picture?
Man, this weekend I'm going back out doing a tour date in Charlotte, North Carolina this Friday. And then, like I said, continue to bang out those sketches. So I'm gonna continue to do those twice a week. And like I said, those can be